I am Louis IV, King of the Franks, though history often remembers me as Louis d'Outremont, Louis from overseas. My tale begins in the tumultuous year of 936 when, as a young man of merely 15 summers, I was called to return to my homeland from England, a land that had sheltered me in my formative years. My father, King Charles the Simple, had been deposed, and I had sought refuge across the Channel under the protection of my maternal grandfather, Edward the Elder, and later, my uncle, King Æthelstan. It was in England that I grew to understand the burden of kingship, though the crown seemed a distant dream. Yet destiny had other plans. The nobles of Francia, weary of the chaos and eager for a unifying figure, summoned me back. They hoped I would be a pliable king, a figurehead they could control. But I was determined to forge my own path, to reign as my father had intended before treachery unseated him. Upon my return, I was crowned in Laon, a city that became my stronghold. My early reign was marked by a precarious dance of diplomacy and war. The magnates who supported my ascent were not truly loyal. Chief among them was Hugh the Great, Duke of the Franks, a man whose ambitions often rivaled my own. While he had initially supported my claim to the throne, our relationship soured as he sought to carve out his own power. My reign was one of constant struggle to consolidate authority. I faced threats not only from ambitious nobles within but also from external forces. The Normans, under the leadership of William Longsword, posed a persistent menace, as did the Germanic king Otto I, who sought to extend his influence into my realm. Otto and I engaged in a rivalry that defined much of my rule, though at times we were forced into uneasy alliances for the sake of mutual survival. In 945, a great humiliation befell me. While negotiating with the Normans, I was treacherously captured and handed over to Hugh the Great. For a year, I languished as a prisoner, my crown seemingly slipping from my grasp. Yet even in captivity, I did not lose hope. Through the intervention of my wife, Gerberga of Saxony, sister to Otto I, and a woman of remarkable intelligence and courage, I was eventually freed. My liberation came at a cost, for I had to cede much of my authority to my rivals to secure my release. Despite these setbacks, I remained steadfast. Gerberga was my greatest ally, advising me and managing alliances. Together, we worked tirelessly to maintain the semblance of a unified kingdom, raising our children with the hope that they might inherit a stronger realm than the one I governed. The final years of my reign were overshadowed by continuous conflict. In 954, at the age of 33, my life was tragically cut short. While traveling to meet with Hugh the Great to negotiate yet another fragile truce, I fell from my horse and succumbed to my injuries. It was a sudden, ignoble end to a life spent striving against relentless tides. I leave behind a legacy of struggle and survival. Though my reign did not bring the stability I so desperately sought, it laid the groundwork for the consolidation of royal authority in generations to come. My son, Lothair, would ascend the throne, inheriting both my crown and my trials. History remembers me not for great conquests or monumental achievements but for my resilience in the face of adversity. I am Louis d'Outremont, a king who fought valiantly to hold together a fractured kingdom, a man who bore the weight of a crown forged in exile.